Video games and books? What more could you want? Hey guys, my name is Sean, and today I wanted to talk about books and video games. Okay, today I wanted to talk about books that match the vibes of these video games. Alright, first up, we've got it's a new game, just came out recently. I've been pretty obsessed with it. It's called PI Mouse for Hire. And it's a lot of fun. You play this detective, Jack Pepper, and you go about what was supposed to be a missing persons case turned into a murder mystery, and you basically just go on this adventure and you are stringing along all these cute clues and you are fighting all these bad guys. And the real cool thing about it is that the all of this animation was hand drawn. It's in the black and white old school cartoon themes, and I really enjoy that. The books that match that vibe, I'd have to say, are Stormfront, The Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. It's got the, detective, PI, trying to figure out what's going on. And Dresden himself has kind of got that old school PI feel to him. Good thing about it that there's definitely more than one, so it's a whole series. If you haven't already read it, you can read it. It's a lot of fun to read. And then the queer version of that, The Undetectables by Courtney Smith. This one's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and it's a group of queer people that are private investigators, and they are solving a murder mystery. It's a little more on the paranormal side as opposed to just like cut and dry. But then again, so is the Dresden Files, and that's just a lot of fun. Next up, we've got Tiny Bookshop, and this one is on Nintendo Switch, I believe. I think it's also on PC. I'm not exactly sure. I have it for Nintendo Switch. I don't have any gameplay for it. This one is you basically close up shop. You decide to you buy your own trailer and you kind of renovate it and you open up your own small bookshop and you travel to different towns or different areas within this one city and you just sell books out of your little trailer, and that's literally the whole game. The entire time, the whole time you're helping the villagers or the people, the townsfolks. You suggest books to them. You eventually get more shelves. It's just a whole lot of fun. But the book that matches that vibe would be A Psalm for the Wild Built. The reason why I say that is because the main character in this, they open up their own little tea shop within their carriage. So they travel to different towns selling tea and doing all this and that and helping little things. It's all a very cozy vibe. And that's what I get from A Psalm for the Wild Built as well as the Tiny Bookshop. Tiny Bookshop is one of those games where if you just want to relax, that's the game you play. Another one that I don't have gameplay for, but I did play a little bit of it. I haven't beaten it, but it's obviously The Witcher, right? We all know the story about The Witcher. I don't think I have to go too much into it. The game was based off the book series. I went with Witcher 3, The Great Hunt, because that's the one I kind of started playing. Next one, I have a little bit of gameplay for because I've actually been playing it on my channel. I'll put a link somewhere, and it is Outlast. So in Outlast, you are basically you're this reporter and you are investigating this asylum out in the Colorado Hills, Colorado Mountains. And a whole bunch of stuff is happening and you have to stay sane and you have to find your way out. You have to not fight, but and pick up all these clues along the way to figure out what is actually happening and what has happened at this asylum and why it is the way it is now, which is run down. All these patients are running wild and crazy and attacking, and it's quite atmospheric and it's very jumpy. But I'm having a lot of fun playing it, and I hope that I continue to have fun playing it. There's all kinds of jump scares, but the book that matches that vibe to me is The Shining by Stephen King. Now, I know me and Stephen King are on a break. This has that same feel. It's not necessarily an abandoned hotel, but it is a hotel where it's empty and the main character is struggling psychologically and struggling to fight his own demons. Granted, if you know the ending, you know the ending. However, I think this matches very well with Outlast because you get that haunted atmosphere, you get that fighting for your life vibe from it. And it's not necessarily picking up different clues to figure out what had happened here. I mean, you do along the way in The Shining, but not as much. But the whole atmosphere is the same. The same vibe is there. Main character's fighting for his life. Both are writers. Next would be Alan Wake. Now, I've played I think a couple chapters of Alan Wake. I think there's like 7 or 10. I'm not sure exactly how many. I actually thinking about playing it for this channel. Just why not, right? I did enjoy what I played. I don't have any gameplay for that because I didn't figure out how to record gameplay until recently. Either way, Alan Wake is a lot of fun. You follow this writer whose wife recently died, and he's basically fighting with himself on what is real and what is not. His creative part versus his reality is meshing and coming together. It's a very haunting and almost very sad game to play because of what he's going through and what he's dealing with. The book that I think matches that vibe perfectly would be Come With Me by Ronald Malfi. You follow Aaron Decker, and his wife just died in a mass shooting, and he's finding out all these secrets about what she was doing, what she was into, what she was looking into. And so basically his reality as well as his psyche and psychological damage, not necessarily like, mental, emotional, the grief, everything is coming together, and it's hard for him to figure out what was real and what wasn't. And so you follow him within this book. So to me, Alan Wake, Aaron Decker, it's kind of like a no-brainer, right? Two atmospheric, two vibey, two very similar characters. I have read Come With Me. It is very good. I've read all of these. They're both all very good. I've played most of these games. The last one I've got is Assassin's Creed. Probably Enzo's story. Enzo's story. I don't remember. It's been years since I played that game, so I absolutely do not have any gameplay for it. It is what it is. You are an assassin, and you go and you have to fight and kill people. Take on these missions. You got to be stealthy. You got to do side quests. You just got to help. It has been a very long time since I played that game, so I probably have missed a few points. But the book that matches that vibe almost would be The Way of the Shadows by Brent Weeks. Way of the Shadows by Brent Weeks, and you follow Kyler Stern, who becomes a wet boy and trains underneath the most famous wet boy, which wet boy would be an assassin. Now, this series does have a darker tone to it as opposed to Assassin's Creed. There's a lot more that emotional and violence that happens within this, but the concept is the same as you're growing and becoming and training to be this assassin. And that's what Kyler is doing in this series, is training to become this efficient assassin, wet boy. That's all I've got for books that matches the same vibe as video games. I think my favorite out of all of these, that's a tough one. My favorite gameplay to play right now would have to be the Mouse PI game, because I'm just having a lot of fun. It's very punny. It's just a lot of fun. It's hilarious. It's first person shooter. It's very easy. My second favorite would probably have to be Outlast, just because I'm playing both of those simultaneously, or side by side. I'm having fun. I get the jump scares. I'm having a lot of fun doing that, and that's a lot of fun not fighting. So it's a weird contrast between what I'm playing. I'm fighting in a fighting game and then a not fighting game. So my favorite book out of all of these would have to be. They're all very different genres. Maybe A Song for the Wild Bull, and that's because of the calm, relaxing vibe that it gave me when I read it. Have you played any of these games? Have you read any of these books? Do you agree with me or do you not agree with me? Comment down below and let me know. As always, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Have a good day. See ya.